But Gaza, I think people should go on their phone now, just check Gaza after destruction. It is. I post videos of it just to remind people, man. Like how? Like come on! Like look at this. Just it's fucking insane, man. It's just insane
it's
that this happened.
unfathomable. It's hard.
Look,
It's hard to
but like
grasp.
how? Like this is it. Look at this. Let me show it on my computer. My producer's just off a bit, so I'll just do it on my computer here. Look at this. I'll zoom in as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like this is World War II type shit. This is a nuclear bomb.
Yep.
Being detonated. Multiple nuclear bombs being detonated. It is insane, man. It is insane what humans are capable of. It is wild. And in Lebanon, South Lebanon, they're leveling villages. That was a restaurant that we just saw. Yep. That was a restaurant. Like, what's the explanation for that? Hezbollah was under the restaurant?
No.
That is wild, man. That is wild.
But even when you look at some of the the level of destruction, the level of targeting, the way targeting has now become so there was as the world kind of turns back to what we see as large scale combat operations, such as what we're seeing in Iran, such as what we're seeing in Ukraine and Russia. No longer are the days of minimalized global war on terror where you're conducting counterterrorism or very specific precision type missions with little to no collateral damage at times. We're now going back to where we're seeing from World War I, World War II, mass scale destruction of entire cities. I mean, that picture you showed of Gaza, that's all of Gaza. The pictures that we're now seeing of Lebanon, that's not just a neighborhood or the front lines. That's all of southern Lebanon.
Look what just came out of Israel now. It's not a piece of news. This is a commentator, Israeli journalist on TV, on national TV. I don't understand the fear of using the word occupation. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to occupy Gaza and Lebanon. We must cleanse the area, expel the local population, and replace them with Jews. Like how could humans be indoctrinated to that level? It starts, I used to think that when I was a kid, when I used to watch what happens in like what happened in World War II, when I watched things like Schindler's List, yeah. And I start thinking, like, how could humans like me and you commit such atrocities? And I'm just really fascinated. I never could answer it, and I would read different books about it and stuff when I was younger. And then now I'm starting to get the same thoughts. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying that this is the second time I'm getting like, how could Israeli people, people like me and you, people that just want to live life, enjoy life, what mindset would they be on? They're not more evil than me and you. And I'm not saying all Israelis, but the people that support the 10% that support Smotrich and Ben Gvir, for example. And I start thinking, like, when they see Ben Gvir's wife, my producer's off now, but there's Ben Gvir's wife. Let me show it quickly here. The tweet. I'm not sure if you saw it.
She made his birthday party, made a birthday cake with a noose on it.
Yeah, like far out. This is a birthday cake she made for him, and they were celebrating his birthday. This is the birthday cake. And in that birthday cake, this is a video of her celebrating. Look at her. Look at they like just loving each other. And she's like, so the noose represents the law that passed that that says that Palestinian people that commit a certain crime get the death penalty. Only applies to Palestinians. Yeah, and the message on the cake, I can't remember what it says, was something like, "Congratulations on achieving something great," or something like that. I can't remember what the quote says. I had it written.
I mean, Ben Gvir was the I would say the loudest advocate for that law to be passed in the Knesset. We saw that when it was passed last month, he celebrated with champagne, popping corks, so to speak, in the Knesset, celebrating that. Ben Gvir, Smotrich, and others in that far right membership of the Knesset wear that same noose you saw on that cake. They wear that as a lapel pin.
They wear it as a pin.
On their suits.
Like how? And it says, the cake says, "Congratulations, Minister Ben Gvir. Sometimes dreams come true." Like That cannot be explained. That cannot be explained. That is
It's
not
beyond.
human.
It's beyond. It comes to a point to where it's beyond defensible. It's beyond explanation. It's beyond justification. It and I my my firsthand view of that, not in Lebanon, but in Gaza, was looking at the fact and knowing that as an army, as a nation, as human beings, once you cross once you cross a certain threshold, the the codification of the dehumanization has become so ingrained that there are no more red lines. And that's the fear that I've seen from having fought. I witnessing the atrocities of ISIS in Syria and Iraq. When you see the um, uh, humans take all red lines off the table, and there's no longer a threshold of what's no longer acceptable or justifiable. It's done in a way to where they don't even, like, I would say that, like someone like Ben Gavir doesn't even care about an explanation or justifying it anymore. He doesn't even try to hide it. It's something I'll never forget my entire life. I see. I mean, just you see behind me these buildings and the lake. I'm here in Chicago. That's Lake Michigan behind me, but it's very reminiscent of the scenes of looking out over Gaza and with total destruction. And on May 24th, 2025, when I went into Gaza for the first time as part of this reconnaissance element with the IDF, as we're driving through Rafah, southern Rafah, along the Philadelphia corridor, the bombing that had occurred the night before, the rubble of those buildings, still burning. You can hear human beings crying out from beneath the rubble. People that were in these buildings and homes and apartment complexes that had been leveled, where there were children, men, women, fathers, mothers, grandparents buried in this rubble. Not Hamas, not terrorists, but human beings. And then where you see bodies that have been left, that have been disregarded after weeks of bombing, and feral dogs eating at human bodies, human flesh. Tal Al Sultan, the neighborhood of Tal Al Sultan, which is in southern Rafah, which is right up on the Mediterranean coast, that at one point was a beautiful, beautiful beachfront community, is now leveled to the ground. The scene looks like the opening scene to Terminator Judgment Day on the playground in that opening scene. And again, when I in the vehicle that I was in when we drove in, the individual driving that vehicle was a seasoned, retired, career-long Green Beret. The person in the front passenger seat was a retired, seasoned combat veteran Green Beret, and I was in the middle jump seat, a seasoned veteran combat Green Beret. And when
That's
we
the
drove
Judgment
in,
Day opening scene that we mentioned, yeah?
just like that, that's exactly how Tel Al Sultan looks. Almost, I mean, you couldn't tell the difference. And when when we drove into Gaza through the Keren Shalom crossing with the IDF, all three of us I have the videos of this. It was just dead silence. We were in beyond what we could comprehend in terms of how is this possible. And the guy sitting in the front passenger seat, a former Green Beret officer who I served with prior to this Gaza experience, had said, long ago have we passed the days of laws of war. And he was right. Um, but the thing is now, if you look at what's happened to the entirety of Gaza, that scene that you just showed that looks like that basically apocalypse on Earth, that's all of Gaza. That's all of it. That's every square kilometer of Gaza is that. So
Oh
yeah,
man.